Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Now, is this a familiar sight? Feels just like not that long ago since we made our first Banlist prediction video for the channel. Now, originally I wasn't going to do this because it still feels a little too early, personally. But I've been seeing like a lot of people like on my YouTube recommendations and all that making their prediction videos already, and I'm like, you know what? I want my cut of the views. I'm just kidding. But so I thought, you know what? Why not? Might as well make the video now and wait for the ban list to come out rather than waiting too long and a surprise ban list or something. I don't know if one comes out and now I lost my chance to make a prediction video. So this is going to be a ban list prediction video of cards I think have a chance that could get hit, like realistically get hit, and or come off the ban list. And this is going to be both me and channel member Michael's opinions. So if you want to see more of the videos like this in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow our Instagram, all that jazz. So let's get to this. Now, before we start, I just want to state these are just my opinions personally, from me playing, from all the buzz, like from like research, me looking into all the buzz or cards people want hit, and from my own experience playing on my locals and dealing with a lot of these annoying cards, especially Kashtira. Oh, we're gonna get into that in a sec. So, again, if you got your opinions, let me know in the comments what cards you think got a chance to get hit, or do you think cards that should come off the ban list? So, I'd love to hear that. We try to respond to every comment we get, like I've said, and let's get to it. Now, these are the cards I think have a chance to get banned. Number 89, Diablos, the Mind Hacker. I cannot stand this card. D-Barrier, and Call by the Grave. Now, the card that I think realistically has a chance to get hit is Diablos. I cannot stand this card. This is the card that banishes... It pretty much is the card that makes us play dual copies. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. It's the card that makes us play copies of multiple cards in our extra deck just because it keeps banishing them face down. I'm honestly sick of seeing this thing. I am tired of this card. Now, every banlist Konami seems to usually go for a card that we don't expect. And I think D-Barrier could possibly be on the chopping block, only because originally D-Barrier was made at a time to, slow down the game. But now people use it legitimately as a setup, as a turn 1 card. They set up their board, even if they're using cards that are similar. Like, I've used it. I use it too. I've used it in the past. I play heroes. I call, like, if I'm playing against Despia or something, call Fusion. It slows them down, but if I got Plasma on the field, it doesn't matter. And a lot of other decks are doing this, because a lot of decks these days play mixtures of cards in their extra deck. Like, people play Lynx, Xyz, Synchros, like tons of stuff. So I feel like there's a possibility this card could get hit, especially since for Link decks that solely focus on Link summoning, this doesn't even do anything to them. So I think this card could have a possibility of chance to get hit. Now, the reason I put Called by the Grave, now don't get me wrong, I love Called by the Grave, but I feel like these days they're really trying to push out their what's it called? Like man, I always forget the names of those cards. I remember card effects, but I can't remember the name. Banish one from your deck and negate a card with the same name. The crossout cards. If I can't remember the name, I'll put a picture of them right here. With them having those cards, I feel like these days, at least here in the West in the TCG, they're really trying to phase out Call by the Grave because, let's be real, if Call by the Grave was at 3, pretty much everyone would rather play this card instead of those crossed-out cards. So I think this is just another, Konami way of making money. I think they're going to hit this card eventually, at least, just to make people buy, their new cards. That's it for the ban, honestly. I don't really feel like there's a lot of cards that need to solely, really get hit banned because, personally, I'm not really one of those guys that likes cards to get hit, like decks to get hit so bad they're unplayable. And Kashtira is annoying, but I don't want it to get super unplayable. I just really hate number 89. I want this card gone. That's just me, though. I think most people would agree. Limited. Now, originally, I was thinking Kashtira Fenrir, But apparently, Kashtira Fenrir, from what my research has shown, like from what I've looked into, it's going to be reprinted in an OTS, so they're not going to hit that card anytime soon. So I feel like Unicorn's probably the best next option. Plus, in some ways, Unicorn's a little bit better to hit because it more like enables their other card effects. Kashtira Birth, I hate this card so much. It doesn't even matter anymore. Like that Kashtiras are all like level 7. This is lets you summon them freely. This card is so annoying. And Sprite Blue. Now, you could probably hit everything else in the deck and not hit Sprite Blue, and Sprite would still be a ridiculous engine. This engine is being used so much lately that I feel like Sprite Blue, it's time for it to go. It's been like a year, I think. Oh, it's almost been a year since we've gotten this card. I think it's time for this thing to go. I think it's more than outstayed its welcome, personally. So, not much to say. I feel like everybody would agree that Kashtira and Sprite are the best decks right now. And definitely these are the decks that people would want to get hit. And I feel like these are probably like the best choices. But although if Fenrir wasn't going to be reprinted in OTS, I think Fenrir has a really good chance to get hit too. Although, I don't know. Who knows what could happen? That's why these are predictions, right? Semi-limited. Now, I got Rhoda here because there is not one warrior deck right now that's killing it. Sprite are all thunder, if I remember right. Kashtira are psychic. And pretty much everything else is being played rogue right now. What do we got? We got Dark Worlds, all fiends. Trap Tricks, a mixture of plant and bug, if I remember right. There's like no warrior deck right now that's killing it. So personally, I would love to see Rhoda go to more than one. I love this card. It's one of my favorite spells. So I'd love to see it at more than one. It was at 3, like a couple years ago, but then what was it called? Star, Constellar Knights, something like that. But that deck basically got hit to 1 because it was like the only warrior deck that was doing anything. The only warrior deck right now that seems to have any kind of results right now is ninjas, and that's like here and there randomly. It's not like it's not consistently topping all the time. So I feel like Rhoda can come back to 2 and maybe even 3 eventually, and I don't think it's going to do anything. All right, Pot of Prosperity. Okay, I'm going to be honest here. This is more of like if Pot of Desires is at 2, this card should not be at 3. This card is much more better than Desires, and let's be honest, this card is much more desirable than Desires. Everyone wants this card. That's why, even though it's been reprinted, I think twice, although I think those reprints were short print. I'm pretty sure they were. Either way, though, even though they've been reprinted, these cards legitimately are always super expensive, and That's why this thing is jewel encrusted. You got to have this kind of money to afford a set of these cards. They are ridiculously overpriced, honestly. So I feel like going to 2 would make it a little bit easier for players to get it. And not only that, again, if Desires is going to stay at 2, which it looks like it might, there's no reason this card shouldn't be at 2. Salamangreat Gazelle. I'm a huge Salamangreat fan, big fan. I posted a deck profile for it about a week ago, and the views on that is crazy right now. Thanks so much. But I feel like with all the fire hype right now, and obviously Salad being like the poster child for the new Fire Legendary Duelist thing, I feel like there's a good chance they might semi-limit or maybe even fully unban Gazelle. Especially since Salamangreat right now aren't really doing much on their own. Like, I mean, even if you did, plus I don't usually like to use Master Duel as an example because, you can't really compare IRL to, the video game simulator because, like, the shuffling there is just crazy dumb sometimes. But, Gazelle is at 3 there and it does nothing. And, yep, tier elements are still there, so you haven't heard anyone using Salad, but tier elements are there. Let's be real, most people are going to pick tier elements to play in Master Duel, but basically, Gazelle's at 3 there, and it's no problem. So I feel like you could put Gazelle at 2, maybe even 3, and it wouldn't really do that much. Personally, again, these are just my opinions. All right, that's it for semi-limited. There's honestly not a lot to semi-limit. And unbanned. Blaster, Dragon Roll the Infernos, Orcus, Harp Horror, and Glow Bulb. Again, the blaster is a lot because of the fire support. I feel like this card could be really useful in a lot of fire themed decks. Well, okay, take useful in a lot with a grain of salt because the decks are getting support. I don't know if Volcanics would use it. I've never really used Volcanic support before. If anyone watching this uses Volcanics, let me know. Do you think this card would be useful in it? I don't think Battling Boxers would use it, but I would like Salad would use it, and even Dragon Links don't even play. Which one is the one that's unlimited? That's unbanned. I think it's the Wind one. I think that one's like a Foolish Burial or something. I don't know. I haven't seen the Dragon Rolls in a while, so. But and also I feel like out of all of them, this is probably the safest one to bring back because right now I think Redox would definitely be the worst one to bring back. Orcus Harp Horror. I'm gonna be honest. This card is debatably on like should have been unbanned a while ago. I feel like a lot of people want this card back, and also I feel like these days it's not as bad. Like we got a lot of cards that stop it in the graveyard. You know, we got not only Called By, but we got like the shoot, what are the name? The not Ash Blossom, but the ones that belong in that archetype. I forgot what they were called, but basically there are a lot of ways to stop Harp Horror, and debatably it's only really crazy at 3. And like the deck itself is still missing like a lot of stuff. I think it's still manned. And Glow Up Bulb. Halqifibrax is gone. That thing should. First off, Halqifibrax should not come back. Let's put a big fat never on that card. I feel like it shouldn't come back. And Glow Up Bulb, as a result, Jet Synchron's at 3 now, and it does nothing. Only people who use it is Synchron players. So I feel like you could bring back Glow Up Bulb, it's not really going to do anything. I mean, the only deck that could probably use it would be. Oh shit, I can't really. Punk, maybe? Punk Synchro? I don't know. I really don't know. That's what I mean. I gotta think. I don't think a lot of decks would really use Glow. Maybe. Oh wait. What's it called? Rika. Maybe could use it. Possibly. I played against Rika before, and they do use like a lot of a lot of plants that are like level 1. So maybe. But that's just. But I don't think they would use it for synchro or something. I think they use it as like another body or something. Although that's just an idea. If anyone, like, if any Rico players are watching this, let me know in the comments. And that's actually it for what I think could get banned. This is just a wish list right here. Every ban list that me and Chandler and Michael do, we always include a wish list. You know, cards that we either want to come back, or to 3, or ones we wish hit personally. Again, I'm a hero player. That's my deck right there. That's my favorite deck. Of course, I want Malicious back at 3, although it's probably not going to happen. And I hate Skill Drain. I want that card banned personally. But again, that's just me. I just can't. I've never liked Skill Drain. I don't like the people that use it, only because again, bad experience with this card. Like the people who like I don't mean like people who use it in a deck. I mean like the people that always use this card. Like I've known people. This is just more of a personal thing. I've known people who play this card in every deck they play. I just can't stand this card personally. But again, that's just me. So that's actually this ban list. So before we end this, there's actually one more part of this I want to share. Now this is more of a controversial thing, but I've been looking into this for a couple of days lately, and it seems like some cards that people actually want hit kind of surprised me a little bit. Although when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Now I'm gonna go to the slide right now, but I think eventually I want to make an actual video on this subject, and like I might like probably post it next week. Like this weekend, I'll probably like look into it more because I want to like make sure I got my research. But I feel like these cards could possibly maybe have a chance to get it, maybe. But I feel like these days a lot of people want these cards hit. So possibility / maybe category. Baron DeFleur, Axis Code Talker, and Divine Zeus Sky Thunder. It seems these days a lot of people are really sick of these super over-the-top, ridiculously OP boss cards. Baron DeFleur is way too easy to summon, so is Access Code, and Zeus is just can be, like, in the right deck, can be super annoying, like, almost impossible to deal with, so this is more like what I've been seeing. Like, some people really want these cards hit badly, so Let me know in the comments what you think. I think I'm gonna come out with I pretty much will come out with a video soon talking about this subject and go more in depth on it, on my thoughts, and try to hear everybody else's thoughts too. So this has been the ban list prediction for for the May 2023 ban list. Maybe we might get one. If we do, I'll definitely be doing a reaction to that. So if you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh themed content here on the channel, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.